Hello. Today let's learn about the assets and supercars of American and world famous people. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much. According to statistics, the world famous people who own the most supercars are rich and are the happiest can be arranged as follows. Elon Musk. Total asset value, $250 billion. Number of supercars, 30 units. Jeff Bezos. Total asset value, $210 billion. Number of supercars, 20 units. Bernard Arnault. Total asset value, $190 billion. Number of supercars, 15 units. Bill Gates. Total asset value, $140 billion. Number of supercars, 10 units. Mark Zuckerberg. Total asset value, $130 billion. Number of supercars, 8 cars. Mukesh Ambani. Total asset value, $100 billion. Number of supercars, 25 units. Larry Ellison. Total asset value, $98 billion. Number of supercars, 18 units. Warren Buffett. Total asset value, $96 billion. Number of supercars, 5 units. Sergey Brin. Total asset value, $90 billion. Number of supercars, 12 units. Larry Page. Total asset value, $88 billion. Number of supercars, 14 units. Steve Ballmer. Total asset value, $85 billion. Number of supercars, 7 units. Carlos Slim Helú. Total asset value, $83 billion. Number of supercars, 9 units. Alice Walton. Total asset value, $70 billion. Number of supercars, 6 units. Jim Walton. Total asset value, $68 billion. Number of supercars, 4 units. Rob Walton. Total asset value, $65 billion. Number of supercars, 5 units. Michael Bloomberg. Total asset value, $60 billion. Number of supercars, 11 units. Françoise Bettencourt Myers. Total asset value, $55 billion. Number of supercars, 3 units. Mackenzie Scott. Total asset value, $53 billion. Number of supercars, 7 units. Phil Knight. Total asset value, $50 billion. Number of supercars, 10 units. Jack Ma. Total asset value, $48 billion. Number of supercars, 13 units. Ma Huateng. Total asset value, $46 billion. Number of supercars, 10 units. Charles Koch. Total asset value, $44 billion. Number of supercars, 5 units. David Koch. Total asset value, $42 billion. Number of supercars, 5 units. Amancio Ortega. Total asset value, $40 billion. Number of supercars, 8 units. Michael Dell. Total asset value, $38 billion. Number of supercars, 12 units. Sheldon Adelson. Total asset value, $36 billion. Number of supercars, 7 units. Larry Fink. Total asset value, $34 billion. Number of supercars, 6 units. Masayoshi Son. Total asset value, $32 billion. Number of supercars, 9 units. Rupert Murdoch. Total asset value, $30 billion. Number of supercars, 10 units. Dieter Schwartz. Total asset value, $28 billion. Number of supercars, 3 units. Leonardo Del Vecchio. Total asset value, $26 billion. Number of supercars, 5 units. Giovanni Ferrero. Total asset value, $24 billion. Number of supercars, 4 units. Ray Dalio. Total asset value, $22 billion. Number of supercars, 7 units. Carl Icahn. Total asset value, $20 billion. Number of supercars, 6 units. Stefan Kwan. Total asset value, $19 billion. Number of supercars, 5 units. Suzanne Clatton. Total asset value, $18 billion. Number of supercars, 4 units. James Simons. Total asset value, $17 billion. Number of supercars, 8 cars. Alice Schwartz. Total asset value, $16 billion. Number of supercars, 8 cars. Gina Reinhardt. Total asset value, $15 billion. Number of supercars, 5 cars. Hal Plattner. Total asset value, $14 billion. Number of supercars, 6 cars. Steve Cohen. Total asset value, $13 billion. Number of supercars, 10 cars. Michael Hartono. Total asset value, $12 billion. Number of supercars, 4 cars. R. Beauty Hartono. Total asset value, $11 billion. Number of supercars, 5 cars. Iris Fontbona. Total asset value, $10 billion. Number of supercars, 6 cars. Elaine Wertheimer. Total asset value, $9 billion. Number of supercars, equals 400, 4 cars. Gerard Wertheimer. Total asset value, $9 billion. Number of supercars, equals 400, 4 cars. Pauline Macmillan Kyneth. Total asset value, $8 billion. Number of supercars, equals 400, 3 cars. Klaus Michael Kuhn. Total asset value, $7 billion. Number of supercars, equals 400, 5 cars. Kjeld Kirk Christensen. Total asset value, $6 billion. Number of supercars, equals 400, 4 cars. Reinhold Wirth. Total asset value, $5 billion. Number of supercars, equals 400, 3 cars. Li Hao Qi. Total asset value, $4 billion. Number of supercars, equals 400, 2 cars. Charlene de Carvalho Heineken. Total asset value, $3 billion. Number of supercars, equals 400, 4 cars. Miriam Adelson. Total asset value, $2, $5 billion. Number of supercars, equals 400, 2 cars. Harold Hamm. Total asset value, $2 billion. Number of supercars, equals 400, 3 cars. Louis Che Wu. Total asset value, $1, $5 billion. Number of supercars, equals 400, 2 cars. Joseph Lau. Total asset value, $1, $2 billion. Number of supercars, equals 400, 3 cars. Robert Kwok. Total asset value, $1 billion. Number of supercars, equals 400, 2 cars. Hans Rausing. Total asset value, $900 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Azim Premji. Total asset value, $800 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. John Fredrickson. Total asset value, $700 million. Number of supercars, 2 unit. Go Cheng Liang. Total asset value, $600 million. Number of supercars, 2 unit. Vladimir Lisin. Total asset value, $500 million. Number of supercars, 3 unit. Li Ka-shing. Total asset value, $400 million. Number of supercars, 2 unit. Anders Holch Pavelson. Total asset value, $300 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Patrick Drahi. Total asset value, $250 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Reinhold Schmeiding. Total asset value, $200 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Lucas Walton. Total asset value, $150 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Robert Purr. Total asset value, $100 million. Number of supercars, 2 unit. Laureen Powell Jobs. Total asset value, $90 million. Number of supercars, 2 units. Georg Schaeffler. Total asset value, $80 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Jacqueline Mars. Total asset value, $70 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. David Thompson. Total asset value, $60 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Lirio Prasado. Total asset value, $50 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Lirio Prasado. Total asset value, $50 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Vagadula Prov. Total asset value, $30 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Henry Beaufort. Total asset value, $25 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Henry Beaufort. Total asset value, $20 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. John Marcer. Total asset value, $15 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Elaine Mariou. Total asset value, $10 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Patrick Soon Shion. Total asset value, $9 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Len Blavatnik. Total asset value, $8 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Carol Komarek. Total asset value, $7 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Vlad Yatsenko. Total asset value, $6 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Alexei Mordasov. Total asset value, $5 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Victor Vixelberg. Total asset value, $4 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Lakshmi Mittal. Total asset value, $3 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Hugh Grosvenor. Total asset value, $2 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Reinad Aktov. Total asset value, $1.5 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Alishur Usmanov. Total asset value, $1 million. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Uday Katek. Total asset value, $900,000. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Hui Ka Yan. Total asset value, $800,000. Number of supercars, 1 unit. George Soros. Total asset value, $700,000. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Clive Calder. Total asset value, $600,000. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Shiv Nadar. Total asset value, $500,000. Number of supercars, 1 unit. Vladimir Potnin. Total asset value, $400,000. Number of supercars, 1 unit.